So you have to put it back.
Okay. So, question 1. Which of the following is the same? Well, process of elimination, clearly 850 metres. That doesn't sound like 85 centimetres. So we can obviously cross out that one. Thanks. And we can also cross out the second one as well, because 8.5 kilometres, that doesn't sound very right. How many metres, how many millimetres in a centimetre, Shay? 10. So we need to multiply. No, we need to divide. Do we?
I don't know.
No, we multiply by 10. So we move this 85 and we need to multiply it by 10 by just adding a 0. Answer's D. Okay, next one. Perimeter of a rectangle. First of all, 7 centimetres, that's fine, this is 7. But 60 millimetres is the same as 6 centimetres. So you needed to convert that one, otherwise you'll get thrown out. Now, it's asking for the perimeter, so there's 4 sides. So the perimeter is 7 times 2 for those 2 sides, plus 6 times 2, which is 12, plus 14, which is 26 centimetres. Hands up if you got that right. I don't want to hear. All right, probably not as many as I would have thought. So you've got to convert the units. Really important. And perimeter, there's 4 sides to that rectangle. The answer to this one, well, each of these cubes is 1 centimetre cubed, so it is 5 centimetres cubed. Area of a square, 64 metres. Well, area of a square, it's just like area of a rectangle, except there's no length and width. They're all the same. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a square. So we've got an area of 64 metres squared. That means what squared is 64? 8. So the answer is 8 metres. Hands up if you got that right. 8 metres squared. Oh, sorry, 8 metres. Distance from Perth to Melbourne, I would hope you'd be measuring kilometres. That's pretty straightforward.
Well, you could measure it in millimetres.
It says here what would be most appropriate. So you have to answer the question, please. Ascending order. Well, 700 centimetres is 70 metres. No, it's not. 7 metres. Thank you. So 7 metres and then 70 metres. Well, that's clearly not, because ascending order we're going from smallest to largest. 6. Well, 7 kilometres is clearly bigger than those, so that's quite clearly wrong. 7.7 metres to 7 metres is wrong, so I guess the answer is C. So our answer is C. Answer C. Which metric unit suitable for measuring the area of a playing card? Well, millimetre squared, millimetre squared, it's very tiny. A playing card would still be many thousand millimetres squared. However, centimetres squared would probably be the most appropriate for that. What did you get for this one, David? C?
Sorry.
Well, the last one here, let's sort of have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got times 5 is 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 30. You know, anywhere between 30, 31 and sort of 29, but remember that it's which one is closest to. Okay, we're moving on. To convert from a larger unit of measurement to a smaller unit of measurement, we multiply. Thank you. We multiply, and there's an M. The area of a parallelogram is multiplying the base by the perpendicular height. Now remember, with a parallelogram, it is just a rectangle skewed. So it is still a rectangle. So treat a parallelogram like a rectangle. It really is no different. Perpendicular height means 90 degrees. So you've got a 90-degree angle like this. We don't want to know the height like this. We don't want to know the height like this. We want to know the height of the triangle like so. Okay, now this is where tomorrow you get a cheat sheet, or not a cheat sheet, you get a formula sheet with these conversions on them. But kilometres to metres, do we multiply by 1,000 or divide? We multiply by 1,000. So kilometres to metres, we have to multiply by 1,000. So it's 19,000. Hands up if you got that. Good. Millimetres to centimetres, however, millimetres to centimetres, what do? We divide or we multiply? Divide by 10. So, 812 millimetres is 81.2. Seven, eight. No. That's multiplying it by 100. There is 1,000 metres in a kilometre. Millimetres to metres. Milli means 1,000. So we need to divide by 1,000. So 799 divided by 1,000. Well, we could do that a few ways, but let's think about that 1,000. 1,000 is 3 decimal places. 3 zeros. So we can 1, 2, 3, which is 0.799 meters. Yes, well, 0.799, but I like to put the 0 in just to make it a bit more obvious.
Is it still right if it's 0.799?
Yes. Okay. 41 meters in kilometers. Well, what? Separate. You're live. You're on camera. Okay, we've got to go from meters to kilometers, so we've got to divide by 1,000. How do I do that? 1, 2, 3. So your answer is 0.04 kilometers. It's rounded off to 2 decimal places. Forget about the 1. 0.4. 2,000. Well, you know which one it is. Meters to kilometers, we divide by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Huh? It's 2 decimal places. Read the question, please. Hey. Hands up if you got that right. Okay, so we quite a few of us need to work on that conversion. No. That's only if it's like 2.747. You'd round that off to 2.75. Rectangle of 18 centimetres by 72 millimetres. Well, 72 millimetres is 7.2 centimetres. So let's just say that this is 7. A lot of you are struggling with your conversions. Yes. James, go aside. What's that? Okay, so the perimeter is 2 times 7.2, because there's obviously 2 of those sides. Plus, remember you've got to check the working to get these marks. This one's worth 4 marks. Finally, it's 2 times 18 centimetres. Using your calculators, although I won't need a calculator. 7.2 times 2 is 14.4, plus 36 is 50.4. No. Centimetres. Perimeter is length. Hands up if you got that right. I'd expect a few more of you to get that one right. 54 centimetres. Square root of side length 520 millimetres. The perimeter is, well, we have 4 of those, don't we? And how else could we could really write this like so, couldn't we? Because these are all the same length. So our answer is 4 times 520, which in my head is 2,080. 2,080 millimetres. Well, that's fine if you want to convert it, but you don't need to. It's still correct, yes, but 2,080 millimetres. Or 208 centimetres, yes. It's a bit loud now. James. Leave your phone there. Leave your phone there, please. Leave your phone on my desk. Well, you can't just sit there and text like an Instagram yourself. Put your phone there. And then go back outside, please. No, put your phone on my desk. Yes, thank you. And then you can go outside. We now have about 10 minutes left before we go. I'm not going to keep you in. Find a perimeter. Now, Steph and Al, these are your favourite questions, aren't they? Because you've got to find, there's a few lengths there that you have to find. First of all, whenever you have these questions, people, we've got 5 centimetres here, and we're going to assume that those lines are parallel. They're obviously in the same plane. So 1 plus 1 is 2 centimetres. So this distance here has to be 3 centimetres. 5 take 2. That's right, Em. Over here we've got 4 plus 3 is 7. 5 plus that must be 2 centimetres. Forget about what James is doing. Okay? So the perimeter we've got, well, let's just go around. We've got, let's just do this. We've got 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 5. And when you're doing these, you might sort of pay to just even highlight just to make sure that you've got all the lengths. Plus 2 plus 5. So we've got 4 plus 3, and you would write this 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 10, 16, 18, 23. 8, 13, 14, 24. 24 centimetres. It's not centimetres squared. Okay. Shh, zip it. I don't want to hear anything. We've got to finish this. Raoul has a lap pool, 12 metres by 2 metres. Let's just say, there you go, there's a lap pool. 2 metres, 12 metres, surrounded by a 1 metre wide pebbled path. So that's 1 metre wide. So that's 1 metre. That's 1 metre. Around it, and then a garden bed of 2 metres wide. What's the area of the backyard? Well, first of all, the pool is 12 by 2, so that means that this is 12, which means that we have to go across. Well, we've got 1 metre here. It says 2, but that's this. Okay. So it's 1 metre across, which is 13, 14. Then we've got 2 metres across here, which makes 16, 18. So the width is 18. Let's write that down. 18 metres. And the length. Well, obviously we've got 2 metres. And then we've got plus 1 is makes 4 metres. Plus 2 is 8 metres. So let's just say we've got 18 by 8 metres. 10 times 8 is 80. 8 times 8 is 64. 64 plus 80 is 144 metres squared, yes. Yeah, well, you'll have to... Alright, that's fine. Area of this rectangle, that's easy. It's length times width. 9 times 2 is 18, thank you. 18 what? Bananas? Centimetres what? Thank you. Good. And the area of the following, a square with a side length 1.2 centimetres. Well, that's just the area of length times width. But the length and the width are the same. So it's 1.2 centimetres by 1.2 centimetres. What's that work out to be? 1.44 centimetres squared. Very well done, David. Rectangle 5.2 and 6 is 31.2. Obviously, you've got to show you working, but I'm just going through fairly quickly because I'm mindful of the time. 31.2 centimetres squared. Shh. Now, when you're doing that, please make sure you're writing out what the length is, what the width is, writing the formula and the answer. If you write answers only, I will only give you 1 mark. Area of this one, well, I'm going to break it up like so. Here we go, and I'm going to call this area 1. Area of 1, I'm going to do separately. That's length times width, which is 70 millimetres times, well, let's sort of convert that millimetres, because these other ones are in centimetres. Let's make that 7 centimetres, shall we? So I'll just get my little eraser out, and I'll change that from millimetres, because that's 70 millimetres. This is where I think a lot of you are struggling, is with the conversions. You've got to get better at these. Oops. Okay, so 7 centimetres. Well, what is this distance? This distance down here is, well, that's 15 centimetres. And that distance there is 9 centimetres. So that means this distance here is 15 take 9, which is 6 centimetres. So I've got a 7 centimetre by 6 centimetres, not a square, 42 centimetres squared. Area, now I've got 2 things left over. This one, and if you look at the dimensions, they're going to be the same. So I can work out the area of one of them and multiply it by 2. So we're going to say that the area of 2 is equal to 9 times what? Do we agree? 18 centimetres squared. So the area is equal to the area of 1 plus 2 times the area of 2. Okay, because obviously down here, turn this thing off. Obviously down here, we've got one area, and it just so happens to be that we've got the same area there. So, 1 plus 2 times 2, 36 plus 42 is 88 centimetres squared. Just tricking kids. 78.
Wow. Okay, don't worry, he's going to get another detention.
Just forget about what James is doing right now. James Lane Alice, can you just see where James Lynn is for us, please? Tell him to sit down in front of me where I can see him. Okay, area of a triangle. Just sit down, James. I want to see you. Out there on the chair, please. Area of a triangle, half base times height. Half times. Now remember that the perpendicular height is this thing here. There is no point us knowing this height or this height. We want to know the actual height from the, what is it called? Apex. The apex of the triangle. So the area is a half times 4 times 6. 24 times a half is 12. Squared. Now, this is where some of you will struggle. Listen up and listen good. Which one you go, which one do I use? Well, first of all, which one's the perpendicular height? 18.6 millimetres. Very good. So, we've got to use this as the perpendicular height. So what do we use as the base then? It has to go from the apex of the triangle to the base. So the base is the thing that connects these two up. So it has to be this, 108. So the area is a half times 18.6 times 108. What's that?
That is 2008.8.
2008.8. 2008.8 millimeters squared. And then you have that, which is 1,044. Oh, it's 2008. So, 1004.4. Okay, how would I break up this shape? What would you do, Tyler B? No, just tell me. Yeah, well, there's about 4 minutes of class left.
Down here.
Yep.
Down here.
Good. Okay, so what Tyler's done is he's broken down a rectangle, 2 rectangles and a triangle. Now this triangle here is a 7 by 3 triangle. Obviously I'll be showing working, but I'm mindful of the time. 21 centimetres squared. This one is if that's 3 and that's 3, then that means that that's 4. If that's 4, the area of the triangle is a half times 4. Which is a half of 8, which is 4. And the area of this rectangle is 3 times, well, we've got 7 and 5, that means 2. 6 centimetres squared. So the answer is 31. We're just adding those 3 shapes up. Make sure that you're showing full working. I did not do that then. Area of this shaded region. Well, I'm going to just tell you the answer because we were time to go. But, Jalen, how did you work this out? You worked out the area of the... 3 squares in the middle. Yep. And then minus that from the big square. Very good. So 6 times 8 is 48. Take away, well, 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres is 4. 12. 36. 36 centimetres squared. Huh? And this one, well, we've got 8, 14, 18 centimetres cubed. Very good. 108 centimetres cubed. Alright? I'm going to stop there.